What's up, guys? So I'm always amazed at the economies in these games as people don't value time or even just their labor points at all. So we're looking at beans right here, and beans take over a day to grow. And when you do harvest them, I want to say it's like 4 or 5 labor points to harvest, and you're only going to get, I believe it's 3 to 4 beans every time you harvest. So if you factor all that in, you're getting 4. So let's just say it's 4 labor to harvest. You harvest the beans, you get 4 beans. So now you have, if you sell them at 14 silver each, you're only getting 56 silver for that 4 labor points. And now that comes down to a little bit over 10 silver per labor, but you have to actually buy the bean seed as well. So people don't factor these things in. When you look at the bean seed cost, the bean seed comes from vocation badges. So we can't have a shop opening at the same time. Let's go here. The bean seed is actually, I believe it's a 90 vocation item. So 90 vocation badges, so different people value different vocation badges at different prices. Currently, the Majestic Tree is selling for right around 100 gold for 18,000, which means 100 vocation is worth around 50 silver. So realistically, you're actually losing money by selling beans at 14 silver each. That is just madness, guys. That means you're either planting them, losing money on them, or you're finding them out in the wild and collecting them and is still barely getting around 10 silver per labor point on your bean collection. So I'm always amazed at things like that. So that's part of the reasons that I make money in these games, is that people don't value the time too. That's not even taking into the fact that it takes over 1 day for beans to actually grow. Beans should be very, very expensive. And earlier on in the server, you can see there's a very limited supply here. 44 silver for a bean is actually quite right. This should be around the price that beans should be. But someone jumped the price down to $13.99, 14 silver. And, I mean, people don't buy these at 40 silver because they're only used for alchemy pigments. Some people do. You see same day average here at 33 silver each. 26 silver, 33 silver, 35. So the same day average is hovering right around that 35 silver mark. But realistically, any vocation farming item should actually be worth a lot more than it is, except that there's just too much supply. Peanut is another great example of this. Peanuts are insanely cheap right now. You may be thinking, whoa, 22 silver each, that's a good price for peanut. Well, I mean, it's better than the bean at 14 silver, but still, this is a vocation badge item. This is going to cost you, I believe it's 45 vocation badges for peanuts. Yeah, so 45, so it's a little bit cheaper. It's actually half the price of the beans. It still does take a decent amount of time. It takes 11 hours and 26 minutes. So peanuts are by far a better thing to sell in the auction house than beans right now. But it's still, if you value 100 vocation badges at 50 silver, that means 45 is approximately 25 silver for the seed. So you have to pay 25 silver for the seed. Once again, you collect 3 to 4 of these peanuts every 12 hours, give or take, which means if you sell them at 22 silver, we'll sell them at 25 silver. That means you get 75 to 1 gold every 12 hours. It costs you 25 silver to actually buy the seed, which means your profit is 50 to 75 silver for anywhere between 3 to 5 labor points. I don't know what the harvesting cost is on these guys. So you're either making 50 to 75 silver, which is a decent amount for 3 to 5 labor points. So you're going to be making close to 20 silver per labor by planting peanuts, which is great. But once again, it takes 12 hours to grow these things. I don't like that. 12 hours, long period of time. But peanuts are actually a pretty good thing to grow and sell in the auction house until the peanut price jumps back down. Peanut prices have been, as you'll see here, low. They've been down in the teens. So the same day average here is at 17. We're actually on the high end. Currently, today's highest is 24 silver. So when this value starts dropping, the value that you get from harvesting peanuts is just not there anymore. You can see yesterday's same day average is 22. 35 silver is a great value for these guys, and that would give farmers an actual real reason to start growing peanuts. And a simple way to just kind of to see what is cheap on the auction house and what you probably should buy just for investment purposes and just for stock up reasons is anything that is farming, crafting related, so beans, peanuts, You see they're color coordinated. So this is a blue, which means it's going to cost 90 vocation badges generally in the vocation shop. And then the green ones now cost 45 vocation badges. If you go over to the crafting tab here, and then you click on the regal ore area, and then you click on grand, and now you see the subset of all of the stuff here. So you can go into vegetables, and you can click on vegetable, click on grand. So this is going to show you all the green items here. And you want to know what each item does, so you just click in the folio, push O, and it'll bring up your folio, and you can type in the name of the item, and it will show you the recipes that these items are used for. So a lot of these ones are just for trade packs, which trade packs, people aren't running these guys because it's too expensive. You can see there's hardly any grand vegetables on the auction house. If you look at the rare ones, these ones should be a little bit more expensive, but once again, the blueberry is only used for extremely high-end pigments, which aren't being used yet. Chili pepper, on the other hand, should actually be a lot more expensive. Chili pepper is a great value right now because chili pepper is used in a pigment as well, and it's a blue, so it's going to cost, you know, approximately 50 silver to buy the seed. Let's show you here. And when you do use these chili peppers, so this is the folio for those that don't know, you click on the materials right here, and you click on chili. You don't have to type in the full name. So it's used in seed bundles, and it's also used in this polish, this pigment here. So you need 40 of them. The thing is, it's really cheap right now because not many people have 20,000 alchemy. And it's also used for magnificent and then Epherium helms. And people can't craft Epherium helms because you need 40,000 proficiency to craft those guys. So once 40,000 weaponsmith, armorsmith, tailors, leatherworking, all they get up there, these things are going to just jump way through the roof because you're going to be going through so much of this non-stick polish. 40 of these guys is going to fly out of the auction house. I mean, if we look at the auction house, there's probably only about 40 on the auction house as is right now. So pretty much most of the blue farming items and gathering items are insanely cheap right now. We look at the same day averages, you'll notice it's hovering right around the same thing, around 11, 16, 13. Not many are selling either. Because again, not many people are able to create that pigment yet, that oil, that polish, and not people can't use it for crafting. It's gated by proficiency right now. So we go ahead and grab all these up. This is how you make money, is you smartly invest your money when things are cheap like this. So this one is a huge amount, 131 chili peppers. This guy probably just grew some chili peppers and is like, all right, let's get rid of them. When something like this, it's cheap, but no one else is realistically going to buy this. And you can see there's really nothing else on the auction house. There's that one page here. So what we can do, we can just go ahead and bid on it. And he smartly put it at a similar price. So he only gave us a small discount if we bid on it. So it's not even worthwhile to bid on it. But realistically, what you would want to do is you would want to place a bid on it because no one else in their right mind is going to want to buy 131 chili peppers today or in the next day. Maybe in like 2 weeks they'll want to buy 131 chili peppers, but not right now. Right now chili peppers are just not in demand and they're not required for much stuff and aren't going to be needed. So if he had a smaller bid price, we would just go ahead and bid on it. But since it's so close, we're going to go ahead and just buy it up. So he smartly put the bid price. So like right here, this guy, we could actually just bid on this one, but it's not a large quantity. So someone might actually go and just buy this for the heck of it. So, and especially people watching the video being like, oh, I'm going to go invest in chili peppers now. I mean, it's a good idea, but you're not going to get a return on your investment for several weeks. And, I'm going to grab all these chili peppers up anyway. But you see these ones here. So these are 37 minutes, 47 minutes. So by the time the video comes out, these guys will have already been off. So we're going to go ahead and just bid on these guys. And we'll be able to pick up these chili peppers for 10 silver each. When there's a large stack of items, generally that stack doesn't sell. You can see that in logs and lumber. So people are farming the majestic trees, and whenever someone throws up a stack of 1,000 logs, it just dramatically decreases the price because people don't want to spend 1,000 or don't want to buy 1,000 logs generally on the auction house. There's also a big ticket item, so it costs 120 gold here, and they want smaller stacks. So when you sell stuff, it's just the basics of selling. You always want to sell it in smaller stacks. When I personally put logs up on the auction house, I put them up around 150 or 250 in my bundles, and that makes it reasonably priced for everyone out there. Because you do have to remember that not everyone is an auction house guru like yourself, who's going to have tons of money and going to be able to buy these 100,000 logs for 100, 200 gold. A lot of players don't even have the money to buy the patron status, the 200 gold that it requires. And I know most of you people are thinking like, that's crazy, guys. Getting 200 gold is really, really easy. Well, the reason that Apex is so cheap is that people don't understand how to make this gold. So the smart people easily make this gold in a day or two. The less educated, dumber people don't know how to make this gold, and they're barely scratching by, getting ends meet, making 20 gold a day and thinking they're doing really good. And then they start yelling pay to win, and when they see people with 10,000 gold weapons and 10,000 gold armors, etc. and so forth. But it's just rather that they don't understand the economy of the game. They don't understand how to make money in the game. So if you do follow the channel here, you are way farther ahead than most people in this game, because we discuss these things and we tell you how to make money in game. So that's why these prices are cheap. Apex is insanely cheap right now, guys. Apex will jump up in value in the next week, months, even years. Apex will get up close to the legacy servers around that 800 gold mark. It may take a year for that to happen, but it will happen, guys. Apex is always going to increase in value. It's been hovering around that 800/900 gold in the old legacy servers. So that might be kind of like the glass ceiling where it finally stops rising in value. But here, North American Apex is so cheap at 95 gold or 100 gold. Really, really cheap. And it's always just mind-blowing to look at how much money Tryon Worlds is actually making. The stupid company that runs this game, that doesn't know what they're doing, that can't keep the servers up, that has so many errors, is making thousands upon thousands of dollars just in Apex sales every single day. 2,000 Apex sold that day, 1,818 sold that day. Today, currently, there's 1,472, and the day's not over yet. The low day here was 1,305, and that's probably because the servers were offline for a lot of time. But the average is you're looking around 1,700 Apex every single day is being sold, and that is just on the auction house. If you multiply that by 10, which is how much it costs to buy the Apex, every single day on the auction house, $17,000 is being bought and sold via the auction house, via Apex alone. And then Tryon Worlds also sells other items on the marketplace. They sell, Archeage packs that are $150, $100, $50. So it's crazy. It's madness to think that on these two new fresh start servers for North America, they are generating well over $20,000 a day for running shitty service. It's crazy, guys. It's so crazy. I will talk to you guys later. Otherwise, I'll just keep on ranting and raving about how stupid Tryon Worlds is and how much money they make. They're just, can you believe it, guys? $20,000 a day for running shitty services.